Ready to set sail with Holland America on your next cruise adventure? In this video, we'll look at all the features and amenities on board the Nieuw Amsterdam. Discover everything you need to know to determine if this elegant ship is the best choice for your next unforgettable getaway. Get ready to discover a world where every corner is an art lover's delight and every bite an Epicurean's dream. Hi, I'm Tiffany from Destination for Vacation. Thanks for joining me. Holland America has a rich legacy of sailing the seas for over 150 years. The line has a reputation of providing elegant accommodations and thoughtful little extras that are designed to provide immersive experiences in each cruise destination. Currently, it has a fleet of 11 ships offering cruises to ports in 98 countries around the globe. The ship's name pays homage to the Dutch settlers who once roamed the bustling streets of 17th century Nieuw Amsterdam, known today as New York City. One unique feature about Holland America is the reuse of their ships' names. The current Nieuw Amsterdam, the fourth of her name, follows in the wake of her predecessors. The inaugural ship started transatlantic crossings in 1906 and was eventually succeeded in 1937 by the second Nieuw Amsterdam, which was converted during World War II to transport 9,000 Allied troops at a time to their needed destinations. After the war, she continued making transatlantic sailings until Holland America's 100th anniversary in 1973. Nieuw Amsterdam III set sail 10 years later, in 1983, when the headquarters of the Holland America line were moved west to Seattle, Washington. The current Nieuw Amsterdam, the focus of this video, embarked on her maiden voyage on July 4, 2010, and was completely refurbished in 2017. She's a signature class ship, which means that she offers more space and accommodation options than Holland America's Vista class ships. Compared to the sizes of today's mega cruise ships, the Nieuw Amsterdam is a mid-size ship, accommodating around 2,100 guests and a devoted crew of nearly 850. But as the saying goes, good things come in small packages, and the Nieuw Amsterdam is no exception. The first thing you'll notice when you board the ship is its elegant decor. At a cost of more than $3 million, a wide range of artworks adorn the Nieuw Amsterdam, continuing Holland America's long-standing tradition of showcasing art and treasures across its fleet. Some pieces pay tribute to the line's origins by celebrating the Dutch Golden Age, while more modern pieces are intended to spark passengers' curiosity. Decorative pieces are found throughout the public areas of the ship, and I'll point out some of them a little later on in this video. The Nieuw Amsterdam has 12 decks that are accessible to passengers, with beautiful staircases and efficient elevators positioned at the front, middle, and back of the ship. The ship's ornate elevator doors are a work of art in and of themselves, and some of the elevators provide glimpses of the breathtaking sea views as you ascend to your destination. It's easy to forget what day it is on a cruise, so should you lose track of time, a gentle reminder of the day awaits beneath your feet as you step into the elevators. But don't miss taking the stairs between decks as well, because each landing hosts a unique piece of art. For this tour, let's start on Deck 1, the main deck, and work our way up. On this deck, you'll find 3 main common guest areas, which are all located midship. The ship's atrium spans 3 floors. Not nearly as busy as the atriums on some of the other cruise lines, this area offers comfortable seating for gathering with friends and is sometimes used for seminars and portraits. At Christmas time, the atrium often hosts an intricate gingerbread display. A focal point on every Holland America cruise vessel is its atrium chandelier. The Nieuw Amsterdam chandelier is an eye-catching, abstract, upside-down sculpture of the New York skyline, made by an Italian husband and wife team. Nearby, you'll find the guest services desk, where you can make inquiries about your account, learn more about logging onto the ship's internet, or replace lost key cards. This desk is open 24 hours a day. Holland America's app, the Navigator, is fairly easy to use to check daily activity schedules and account balances. There were some minor blips when I tried to use it to make dining reservations, but overall I found it very user-friendly. In an effort to streamline efficiency and reduce waste, paper tickets are no longer issued for shore excursions. Instead, these tickets are conveniently found in your wallet on the app. On the other side of the atrium, you'll find an area where you can explore and possibly book a future cruise with Holland America. Whether you're looking to simply pick up some pamphlets or you'd prefer to meet with a representative to learn more details about a particular itinerary, you'll find what you're looking for in the future cruises area. The remainder of Deck 1 is devoted to Oceanview and interior passenger cabins. Many entertainment and dining venues are found on Deck 2, the lower promenade deck. Starting at the front of the ship, you'll find the main theater, the World Stage, which spans 3 decks and offers 890 seats. Here's where you'll go to watch Broadway-style show productions, as well as performances by musicians, dancers, illusionists, and comedians. In addition to these large-scale entertainment productions, the World Stage also serves as the ship's enrichment hub, where guests can hear lectures and watch presentations and movies. Sometimes cruise lines invite speakers on board as guest lecturers because they're an expert about a particular subject, but that expertise doesn't always make them an interesting speaker. Their presentations tend to get a little dry and laggy. Holland America offers an excellent lecture series called EXC Talks that solves this issue. Using multimedia, regional stories are told by local experts within a visually stunning movie format, with live narration provided by the cruise director. I found Holland America's Enrichment Series to be the best among the cruise lines I've traveled on, particularly for Alaska. During our most recent Alaskan cruise, 5 EXC Talks were offered, ranging from the stories of Native Alaskans working to keep their culture and language alive, to the Iditarod, which shares first-hand accounts of what it's like to ride on the sled of this exciting yet grueling long-haul adventure. In addition to the Alaskan topics, there were 2 other talks that provided a behind-the-scenes look at life on board the ship, as well as a very interesting history of Holland America Line's first 150 years of service. Personally, I wouldn't miss a single EXC presentation. They're that good. Upon leaving the World Stage, it's time to try out your luck in the ship's casino, which is a bit smaller in size, but thankfully smoke-free. From slot machines to table games, there are plenty of options available for you to lose your money, like I did. Casino players will also be able to hear live music from the nearby Billboard Onboard Lounge, which offers a piano bar and focuses on songs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. There's usually a good amount of audience participation in the singing each night, making this a very lively entertainment option. Work of the famed photographer Ron Galella, who worked in New York in the 1960s and 70s, is on display, along with a wooden camera made by an Italian artist. Or if you're feeling a little soulful, then take the gallery walk from the casino over to B.B. King's Blues Club. Here, the live music focuses on R&B hits, with a dance floor for you to dance the night away. Continuing midship, you'll find the second floor of the atrium, which is surrounded by the Pinnacle Grill and Pinnacle Bar. The Pinnacle Grill is the ship's steakhouse, which is offered at an additional charge. Primarily focusing on Pacific Northwest prime meats, it also offers some fine seafood selections. And if you still have room, then don't miss indulging in their baked Alaska dessert. The Pinnacle Bar is a convenient spot to meet up for cocktails before dinner or the evening performance at the World Stage. Continuing on to the back of the ship, you'll find the Art Gallery, which is where Park West sells art prints and figurines. Next, you'll come to the area that was formerly known as the Lincoln Center Stage. And this brings me to the first major disappointment I have with Holland America. We really enjoyed the Lincoln Center Stage performances during a previous Panama Canal cruise on the Eurodam. So much so that we attended nearly every night that they performed on that cruise. And this was a compelling reason for us to choose Holland America for our cruise to Alaska. But while it was advertised as being on the ship when I booked the cruise, there were actually no performances scheduled. And I found out later that the contract between Holland America and Lincoln Center had ended. Which is a shame, because it was such a unique offering, not found on any other cruise line. Now the area is referred to as the Explorers Lounge, and it's currently used for Park West art appreciation lectures. The wall opposite of this area is decorated with a 20-foot-long painting on aluminum that depicts the modern skyline of New York with elements from past centuries. All the buildings on this mural are made from small cardboard pictures. Next, you'll find the ship's portrait studio, where you can schedule a professional photo session to remember your cruise by. The Nieuw Amsterdam has a complimentary dining room that spans decks 2 and 3 and is located at the back of the ship. The menu varies each night, and everything we had was excellent. There's a small specialty cocktail menu, and in a nod to the line's Dutch heritage, the food is served on Delft china. The dining room continues up to the 3rd floor, the Promenade Deck, and this is usually where afternoon tea is served at 3 o'clock on at least one day of the cruise. As you walk forward towards the midship, you'll pass by the photo shop, where you can purchase frames and other photo-related merchandise, as well as the Ocean Bar, which surrounds the atrium and provides great up-close views of its chandelier. During the daytime, the Ocean Bar is used as a gathering place for seminars and activities. Continue walking, and you'll soon reach the shopping arcade. The shops on board carry the usual items found on any cruise ship: clothing, cosmetics, perfume, jewelry, liquor, and souvenirs, with the merchandise attractively displayed. If you forgot to bring a lanyard for your keycard, you'll find a good selection of them here. There are 3 meeting rooms just past the shops, which are sometimes used for private gatherings, as well as hosting open bridge games, religious services, and other social activities. Here's where you'll also find the ship's library, and I just have to say, it's the best library on the seas that I have ever seen. Typically, ships' libraries contain a hodgepodge of books that are outdated and have seen better days. Each of these books was brand new, with multiple copies of every title. They were displayed in a way like you were walking into a bookstore. It was such an unexpected find. I'm not kidding, this library made my cruise. It was an absolute delight to visit, and visit it I did nearly every single day. Here's hoping this kind of library is here to stay on Holland America. Finishing off Deck 3 is the upper floor of the world stage. Another nice feature of this ship is the ability to walk the entire outside perimeter on the wood deck promenade. Every 3 laps equals 1 mile, which surely means you've earned those 3 extra desserts at the Lido buffet. Here, you'll find plenty of classic deck chairs to sit back and relax on, or perhaps engage in a friendly shuffleboard competition. Decks 4 through 8 are reserved for the ship's cabins. There are a total of 1,053 cabins on the Nieuw Amsterdam, with 4 main cabin types to choose from. Interior cabins range in size from 141 to 284 square feet and offer no views to the outside. These types of cabins are always going to be the least expensive options and offer 2 twin beds, which are convertible into a single queen. Some interior rooms can accommodate 3 or 4 guests. They're a great choice for maximizing your traveling budget if you really don't care about having a view to the outside scenery from your room. Oceanview cabins are about the same size, but each has a large window to look out at the scenery passing by. The room setup is essentially the same as an interior cabin. But be careful because some Oceanview cabins may have obstructed views, particularly on Deck 4 where the ship's lifeboats are stored directly outside the windows. So pay close attention when booking a room in this class if an unobstructed view is important to your enjoyment of your room. Over 2/3 of Nieuw Amsterdam's cabins are veranda cabins. These feature glass-paneled balconies, providing an outside seating area of about 54 square feet, and they range in total size from 213 to 379 square feet, which includes the balcony area. Note that the veranda cabins at the front of the ship may use steel supports for the railing instead of plexiglass because this area encounters some of the strongest winds while sailing. Steel supports will obstruct part of your view while you're sitting down on the balcony. The last class of cabins are suites, and there are some different types. The signature veranda suite has a room size of about 300 square feet and a much larger balcony space, nearly twice the footage of a regular veranda cabin. This suite offers 2 twin beds, or they can be placed together to form a queen-size bed. And it also has a sofa bed that can accommodate a third guest. If you're looking for a larger cabin size, the Neptune suite may be the better choice. These range in size from 510 to 700 square feet, including the veranda, and this suite gives you the option of having a king-size bed as well as having a full-size whirlpool bath and shower in the bathroom. The most spacious and luxurious cabin class is the Pinnacle Suite. There are only 2 Pinnacle Suites offered on board the ship. These measure 1,000 square feet in size and have a 318 square foot balcony, which includes a private whirlpool tub. There are separate living and sleeping areas in these suites, providing plenty of room to stretch out and enjoy your cabin. We booked a veranda cabin for our Nieuw Amsterdam cruise because we enjoy looking out at the scenery from the comfort of our own balcony. And since this was a southbound glacier discovery cruise, we knew we'd be getting our money's worth out of our balcony as we admired the gorgeous outside views. The veranda cabin is a great choice for 2 people, but it's a little tight for 3 or 4 people. Because the couch extends out to make the sofa bed, your choices at night are either to climb across the bed to access the balcony, or fold up the bed partially, meaning guests 3 and 4 can't relax in it. Compared to balcony rooms on other ships, the Nieuw Amsterdam's balcony feels very spacious. Despite having 2 comfortable chairs, leg rests, and a side table, there was plenty of room left to stand in different spots for sightseeing. Between the life jackets, robes, pool towels, and safe in the closet, it may take a bit of engineering to find enough space to store your belongings if there will be more than 2 people in your veranda cabin. There's a storage cabinet above the sofa, but if the sofa bed is pulled out, it's difficult to access. One solution is to request that the room's coffee table, side chair, and for purchase minibar items be removed from the cabin, which will provide a little more space to maneuver around in the room, as well as free up some counter space. At night, the room offers a motion sensor nightlight that automatically turns on when someone gets up to walk to the bathroom. Some guests don't like this feature, but I do. It's not so bright that it wakes up the other occupants in the room, but it does provide enough illumination to see where you're going. In addition, there are 2 flexible reading lights by the bed to allow one person to read without keeping the other person awake. The bed offered 2 types of pillow choices, along with the duvet. A flat sheet is used to cover the mattress instead of a fitted sheet, which sometimes requires readjustments during the night to keep the mattress covered. The bathroom is small, but serviceable. This room offered a bathtub shower combination with Elemis products offered at no additional charge. Unlike some other cruise lines that are discontinuing nightly cabin service, Holland America still offers steward service twice a day. 2 cabin stewards work in each room at a time, which makes for quick and efficient service. The TV system is great. This allows you to sit on the balcony but still hear the ranger's narration of your Glacier National Park cruise. Internet speed is sufficient to download emails, but if you want to stream movies or you have kids who like to play video games, you'll likely need to upgrade to the higher speed option. Know that you have the choice of upgrading one device or 4 devices. There are no in-between options. Deck 5 is used to access the bow of the ship, which is handy for Panama Canal and Glacier National Park tours. So this is a convenient spot to book a cabin. Foot traffic really wasn't all that bad because the ship used the port side to enter the bow and the starboard side to exit it. So nearby cabins didn't have to deal with people congregating in the hallway while waiting to go outside. The downside of a veranda cabin on Deck 5 is you're not as high up to see the top of the glaciers. As you're walking in your cabin's hallway to go to other areas of the ship, take some time to look at the historic photographs of Holland America's past ships and vintage advertisements. Deck 9, the Lido deck, is pretty busy throughout the day because this is the place for food and frolic. The fitness center, where you can stare out the glass windows at the gorgeous vista while you're trying to work off those extra cruise calories, is located at the front of the ship. You'll find a range of cardiovascular and weight machines, as well as some free weights. Health seminars and fitness classes are also offered here, some at an additional charge. After all that hard work, it's time to treat yourself at the Greenhouse Spa. Book a treatment, and you'll also be able to enjoy its thermal spa, which contains a hydrotherapy pool, steam room, and heated tile lounges. Or if you don't want a massage or facial, but you would like to have access to the spa, you can purchase a thermal spa pass, which allows you entry for every day of the cruise. Salon services are also offered in this area. You'll also find a sauna. Step outside the glass doors to the main pool of the ship, the Lido pool. With a retractable roof, this area can be enjoyed whether you're in the Caribbean or cruising by some glaciers. All ages are welcome in this pool, which also offers some bubbling hot tubs. The Lido pool sculpture serves as an 8-foot waterfall that guests can walk through as they enter or leave the pool. The word water is subtly engraved in the stone in 100 different languages. Guests can enjoy their favorite drink from the nearby Lido bar or get a made-to-order burger or hot dog at the Dive-In restaurant, which are both located near the pool deck. But when it's lunchtime, most people on the deck start migrating towards the back of the ship to the Lido Market, which is the ship's complimentary buffet. Like many ships, this buffet is two-sided. But instead of offering the same choices on each side, there are some slight differences, so be sure to visit both. Fresh sushi is offered on the starboard side, and a Mexican food and pasta station, as well as a salad bar, is offered on the port side. While every viewer may not agree with me, I like the fact that most dishes are not self-served on this buffet. You simply hand your plate over, tell the person behind the counter what you'd like from the station, and it's served up for you. On other cruise lines, I've seen too many people lick something off their fingers and then pick up the serving tongs, and others who use their bare hands to grab something and then change their mind and place it back on the tray. So I'm a huge fan of a buffet where the food is placed on the plate for you because it's much more sanitary and it's a lot easier to maintain an attractive display. The focus on art inclusion continues even in the Lido buffet, where large glass sculptures by Scandinavian artists are featured. In the evenings, part of the buffet is closed off and used for the Italian fine dining option, Canaletto. There are a lot of people, myself included, who have a hard time forking out $50 per person to sit in a buffet area. It's a shame that the line couldn't figure out a more suitable location for this restaurant. Perhaps on our next cruise we'll ignore the surroundings and give it a try, as the food did look very good. Once you've eaten your weight at the Lido Market, step outside and you'll reach the ship's second pool, the Sea View pool. This is a smaller pool, designed more for hanging out and enjoying the views of the ship's wake than it is for exercise. 2 hot tubs are located nearby, and the New York Pizza Stand and the Seaview Bar are just steps away. There's plenty of seating on this deck, offering outstanding views of the outside scenery. Deck 10, the Panorama Deck, is where you'll find the kids' clubs. Children are divided into 3 groups, ages 3 to 6, 7 to 12, and 13 to 17. The space design looks amazing. Rooms for the younger kids have an actual New York checker cab and a skateboard ramp. The teens' hangout area, called the Loft, has the ubiquitous hot dog stand found on every corner in New York City. But sadly, this one contains audio equipment instead of actual hot dogs. Foosball, air hockey, and computers are prominently featured as well. But this brings me to the second major disappointment I have with Holland America. And it's not unique to the Nieuw Amsterdam, it extends across their fleet. When it comes to Holland America's kids clubs, we found them to be all looks with very little substance. Within a 7-month period, we took 2 cruises on Holland America and experienced the same issues with both kids' clubs. The clientele on Holland America skews a little older, so the fleet doesn't have nearly the same percentage of kids as lines like Norwegian or Royal Caribbean. Unfortunately, Holland America doesn't really seem to have a plan in place for fluctuating or low kids club attendance beyond passive entertainment options like sit in front of a TV and watch a movie or play a video game. On the 2 cruises we most recently took with the line, 2 of the age groups were combined together, and then the very few structured activities that were offered were catered to the younger kids' interests, completely boring the kids who were 8 and older. Deck 11 is the observation deck. During the day, the crow's nest at the bow of the ship is a popular hangout for people of all ages. With a wall made of windows, this is a relaxing place to sit in a comfy chair and socialize. There are plenty of games to satisfy your competitive streak, or if you're looking for something on the quieter side, there's always a puzzle waiting to be completed. In the mornings, the Crow's Nest Bar serves as the ship's main coffee bar. Grab a cup of joe, whether it be plain or fancy, and head on over to the ship's art studio. Along with the library, this area was another pleasant surprise. It's a dedicated space to engage your creativity, led by an actual arts and crafts teacher. From origami folding to adventures with watercolor to modern brush lettering, this area was a delight. Also located within the Crow's Nest is Exploration Central, which is where you'll find the shore excursion desk, as well as interactive tables that guests can use to learn more about the destinations they're visiting. Leaving the Crow's Nest and walking towards the Lido pool, you'll find the Retreat, which is the ship's private outdoor area that offers cabanas, lounge chairs, and bar service, all in a more secluded, quieter setting, which comes, of course, at an additional cost. Cabanas can be reserved for the entire voyage if booked prior to your cruise, or you can wait and book them on a daily basis once you're on board the ship. The Tamarind Bar is a favorite because it has some great little nooks where you can sit and enjoy the sunset while relaxing with your cocktail. The area overlooks the Lido pool and provides views towards the front of the ship. The Tamarind Restaurant specializes in Pan-Asian cuisine with dishes like Thai citrus scallops and wok-seared lobster and shrimp. We enjoyed eating at the Tamarind Restaurant. Service was impeccable, and the combination of flavors worked beautifully. This is a specialty restaurant, so there is an additional charge to dine here. Morimoto by Sea is the newest specialty dining option on the Nieuw Amsterdam, specializing in fresh fish and seafood, with a menu conceptualized by a celebrity chef. This restaurant is also on the 11th deck, right next to the Tamarind. The sports court completes the 11th deck. With pickleball being all the rage these days, you can take a class to learn how to play it and then sign up for daily games. Of course, this is also the place to test your hoop skills. Now that you've toured the Nieuw Amsterdam, let's see if it's the right ship for your next vacation. Here are some considerations. If you like a relaxed, casual atmosphere that offers quiet spaces and focuses more on enrichment activities rather than those that keep you busy, then this is a great choice. Holland America's enrichment talks set a high bar. They're visually stunning, informative without being boring, and are designed to spark your curiosity and engagement. The ship's library is the best I've ever seen, and the crow's nest is a great place to hang out, do some art, play some games, and bond with your family and friends while enjoying some stunning outside vistas. If you're looking for a more high-energy cruise that's jam-packed with crew-directed activities like competitions, game shows, activities, and parties, this probably is not the best ship or cruise line for you. If the quality and variety of food choices on board is a huge factor to the enjoyment of your cruise, then this is definitely the ship for you. While the specialty restaurants certainly stand out, you don't have to pay extra to savor sophisticated cuisine. The main dining room's food is artfully prepared and consistently delicious, and the Lido buffet is easily one of the best buffets at sea in this cruise category. If you're seeking more resort-style features, like a variety of pools, water slides, laser tag, and go-karts, then this is not the cruise line for you because these features aren't offered on any of Holland America's ships. If you're traveling with kids, think carefully before booking the Nieuw Amsterdam. Kids who are pretty good at entertaining themselves will do just fine on this ship. But if your kids are used to high-energy kids clubs, then this may not be the cruise line for you. The good news is that Holland America appears to be listening to customer feedback. High Score will replace the loft on all of Holland America's ships, with this transition scheduled to be completed by the end of 2024. Now, whether or not changes are also in the works for each club's activity playbooks remains to be seen. Until that happens, keep these concerns in mind when booking a family reservation, because it's no fun for anyone when kids are bored, and an engaged kid is a happy cruiser. I used to say that if having a variety of live music options is important to you, then Holland America was a great choice for a cruise line. But unfortunately, that statement no longer holds true, at least in my opinion. Over the past 2 years, the line has been quietly stepping away from its music walk concept, which is a shame because it really set Holland America above the competition. The quality of the music offerings on the Nieuw Amsterdam was, quite frankly, no different than that found on any other cruise line. And I'm still mourning the loss of the Lincoln Park stage performances. If you're planning on cruising to Alaska and are hoping to visit Glacier Bay National Park, then the Nieuw Amsterdam is a great choice. Holland America has been sailing to Alaska longer than any other cruise line, ever since 1947. This means that they have some serious priority status, which works to your advantage. The company has more Glacier Bay National Park permits than any other cruise line, which is important, given that only 2 cruise ships are allowed to enter the park per day. Upon entry, rangers board the vessel and spend the day providing narration of the park's features, point out wildlife, and offer presentations in the main theater. Passengers are provided with the National Park's map, which has excellent information about the tidewater glaciers, whales, plants, and animals that are found in the bay. Children have the opportunity to complete an activity booklet to earn their own Junior Ranger badge. The park services set up a ranger service in the crow's nest to answer passengers' questions, as well as a concession stand where you can even stamp your National Park's passport and purchase park memorabilia. During our cruise at Glacier Bay, the ship even offered cups of Dutch pea soup and warm mulled wine to passengers on the bow of the ship, adding a little thoughtful touch to the experience. If you like a ship environment that's a little more relaxed but still emphasizes personalized customer service, then this is the ship for you. Holland America's customer service training is excellent. We found each crew member to be very friendly and engaging, and were delighted in the thoughtful little touches that just made our cruise. For this Nieuw Amsterdam cruise, we actually ended up arriving to Whittier a couple of hours earlier than the boarding time we had selected, yet we were warmly welcomed to board the ship upon arrival. And disembarkation was a smooth process. Unlike some cruise lines that push passengers out the door right as the sun is rising, we didn't feel hurried at all. We chose a 10 o'clock departure time, which gave us plenty of time to have a leisurely breakfast at the buffet and make one final trip to the crow's nest for a cup of coffee. And then, as a final touch, once we disembarked the ship at the end of our cruise, the cruise director thanked every single passenger as they entered the building to the customs area. This small action made a big impression. It's so important to consider your cruising preferences because the ship you decide on can make or break your enjoyment of your vacation. Yes, the kids' club and music walk experiences were both disappointing on the Nieuw Amsterdam. Yet the entertaining enrichment talks, attractive ship's library, exquisite dining experiences, and excellent customer service were definitely high points. I would gladly sail on the Nieuw Amsterdam again. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll consider subscribing to Destination for Vacations channel. As a newer channel, it really helps to increase visibility for each video posted, and it lets me know if I'm on the right track. Thank you for your support. I hope you can join me again soon. Until then, here's hoping that your next adventure is just around the corner.